I blew 70 funded accounts before I learned what I'm about to teach you. So we are not going to waste yours. Listen, your strategy is probably fine. Your setups are probably fine. That is not why you are losing, and somewhere underneath, you already know it. You are losing because of what happens in your head the moment real money is on the line. I am going to fix that, starting now. There is a code, 12 laws. I did not invent them. I bled for them. And in the next 15 minutes, I am going to hand them to you, so you do not have to bleed the same way I did. Here is how this works. You do not just watch this, you run it. Before every session, you come back and you measure yourself against these 12. That is the job now. That is the whole job. So pull up a notes app. Some of this you are going to write down. Let us go to work. The code comes from a book called Trading in the Zone. The man who wrote it, Mark Douglas, spent his whole career chasing one question. Why do intelligent, disciplined people lose money in markets when they would never lose control like that anywhere else in their lives? His answer is the most important thing you will hear today. You are not losing because you do not know enough. You are losing because of what you believe. About being right, about losing, about control. Change the beliefs and the behavior follows. Leave them alone and no strategy on earth can save you. So understand what this is. There is not a single setup in this video. This is the operating system that runs underneath every setup you will ever take. Get it wrong and the best strategy in the world bleeds out. Get it right and an average strategy pays you for life. 12 laws, 2 parts. Part 1 is how the market actually works. Part 2 is how you survive it. Lock in. Law 1. Anything can happen. Not a lot can happen. Anything. The cleanest setup you have ever seen can turn around and stop you out for a reason you will never find. The market does not know your name. It does not know your account balance. It does not know you needed this one. It owes you nothing, and the sooner you accept that, the sooner you stop getting hurt. Here is what this law destroys. It destroys the word should. This trade should work. Price should hold here. Every time I lost, that word was sitting in my head right before the damage. Should is you arguing with reality, and the market does not take requests. So here is your drill for Law 1. The next time you catch yourself thinking a trade should do anything, stop. Say it out loud. Anything can happen. Then place your stop and your size like you mean it. A trader who is never shocked never panics. That is the entire point. Law 2. You do not need to know what happens next to make money. Read that again because it goes against everything you have been doing. The reason you stare at the screen until your eyes burn. The reason you keep buying one more course, one more indicator. You believe that if you could just predict the next move, you would finally be safe. You would never be wrong again. Let it go. The best traders in the world are not the best predictors. They are the best at operating without knowing. Your edge is not a crystal ball. It is a lean, a small tilt in the odds. You take the lean, you protect yourself when it fails, you do it again, and you let the math do the work. The day you stop needing to be right is the day you start making money being wrong half the time. That is not a riddle. That is the job. Accept it. Law 3. Across any string of trades, wins and losses are random. This law saved my life, so pay attention. You can do everything right and lose. You can do everything wrong and win. Over 10 trades, the market is a coin. Your edge does not show up on the next trade. It shows up over 100. So why did I blow 70 accounts? Because I treated every single trade like it had to win. One red trade in the morning, and by lunch I had decided I was worthless. I was reading a coin flip like it was a verdict on my life. Burn this into your memory. A trade you need to win, you have already lost. The need makes you size up, move your stop, and chase. Any one trade means nothing. Only the 100 mean anything. Your drill. Stop grading yourself on the last trade. You grade yourself on the last 100, or you do not grade yourself at all. Law 4. An edge is nothing more than a higher probability of one thing happening over another. That is all it is. Not a guarantee, not a promise. A probability. If your edge wins 55 times out of 100, you have a fantastic edge, and you are still going to lose 45 times. Those losses are not your edge breaking. They are your edge working, exactly the way it was built to. This is where most traders destroy themselves. They get a winning system, they hit a normal losing streak, they decide it is broken, and they throw it away. They folded a winning hand because it lost 3 times in a row. Do not be that trader. Your drill. When your system is losing inside its normal range, you change nothing. You do not tweak it. You do not abandon it. You take the next valid signal, because losing on schedule is what every edge does. Law 5. Every moment in the market is unique. This trade has never happened before. Not this exact arrangement of every dollar, every order, every fear in every other trader's head on the planet. It only looks like that loss from last Tuesday. It is not that loss. But your brain does not care. It takes the pain from your last blow-up and drags it onto the next clean setup. Now you are flinching on a perfect trade, or revenge trading a ghost. Understand what is happening. You are not trading the chart in front of you. You are trading a memory. Every moment is unique, means you owe this trade a clean look. Not the fear from the last one, not the greed from the last win. This one, on its own merits. Your drill. Before you enter, ask one question. Am I trading what is in front of me, or am I trading the last one? If it is the last one, you do not have a trade. That is part 1. 5 truths about what is real. Now I am going to show you exactly what to do with them. Law 6. Identify your edge objectively before the session starts. Objectively means written down, not a feeling, not, I will know it when I see it. If you cannot write your edge on an index card, you do not have an edge. You have a mood. And a mood cannot be tested, cannot be trusted, and cannot be repeated. So here is your first real assignment, and I want you to actually do it. Tonight, before you trade again, you write your edge on one card. The exact conditions. When this and this and this are true, I enter. Everything else, I sit on my hands. The screen is engineered to make you act. That card is the only thing that gives you permission to do nothing. And doing nothing is most of what good trading is. No card, no trading. That is the standard now. Law 7. Predefine your risk on every single trade. No exceptions, and I mean none. Before you click, you know the exact dollar amount this trade can take from you, and you have already decided you are fine losing it. You set the stop while you are calm, because the scared version of you, the one who shows up when price starts moving, does not get to touch it. He does not get the keys. Not ever. Now hear me, because this is the law that actually ends accounts. Size is the only thing that can kill you. Not being wrong. Being wrong too big. So write this rule down. Risk small enough that you can be wrong 20 times in a row and still trade tomorrow. If a single loss can rattle you, your size is already too big. Cut it in half. Survival first. Everything else second. Law 8. Completely accept the risk or do not take the trade. This is the one almost nobody does, and it is the one that was killing me. Predefining your risk is math. Accepting it is emotional. It means you have made real peace with losing that money before you click the button. Not hoping you will not. Genuinely at peace if you do. Watch what unaccepted risk does to you. It makes you hold a loser and pray, because you never actually agreed to lose. It makes you rip a winner off the table early, because you cannot sit with the fear. Every nightmare trade you have ever taken came from risk you did not truly accept. So here's the test, and it is brutal in how simple it is. If you cannot calmly accept the loss, the position is too big, or it is not your trade. You size down until the fear is gone, and if the fear will not go, you walk away. There is no shame in it. That is discipline. Law 9. When your edge appears, you act. Without reservation, without hesitation. You did the work. You wrote the edge. You defined the risk. You accepted it. So when the setup prints, you take it. No flinching. No, let me see one more candle. That hesitation is just the last loss talking. And we already buried the last loss back in Law 5. It is gone. Move. But the discipline cuts both ways, and this is the part people miss. When the edge is not there, you do nothing, with the exact same conviction. You are not paid to trade, you are paid to wait, and then strike. Most blown accounts are not full of missed winners. They are full of trades that were never edges, taken out of boredom. Your drill, 2 lists, what you take and what you ignore. You live on those 2 lists. Law 10. Pay yourself as the market makes the money available. The market will hand you a gift, and then it will try to take it right back. You take money off the table. You bank the win. You do not turn a green day into a round trip because greed whispered that there was always more. But this law goes deeper than exits, so be honest with yourself here. A lot of traders blow up the moment they are winning because somewhere they do not believe they are allowed to keep it. So they hand it back. Watch yourself near green. The trade after a big win is more dangerous than the trade after a big loss, because the loss makes you careful and the win makes you feel untouchable. Your drill. Decide your number before the session. When the market gives it to you, you take it and you walk. Pay yourself and start believing you are allowed to win. Law 11. Continuously watch yourself for the mistakes you are about to make. Your enemy is not the market. It is the drift. The slow slide back into old habits when you are tired, when you are bored, when you are up, when you are down. Willpower is a battery, and it drains. By the afternoon, you have made 100 small decisions. The tank is empty. And that is the exact moment the stupid trade walks in. So you become your own auditor. You journal every trade. And you learn to catch the rationalization the instant it starts. Just this once. This one is different. Those 4 words have cost more accounts than every bad strategy in history combined. Your drill. The next time you hear just this once in your head, say it out loud. Out loud, it sounds exactly like what it is. The skill is not never feeling the pull. It is catching it before your hand moves. Law 12. Understand that these are not tips. They are law, and you do not violate them. This is the law that separates the people who watch this and nod from the people who actually change. Douglas does not soften it, and neither will I. A rule you only follow when it is convenient is not a rule. It is a preference, and the market eats preferences alive. Here is the truth you need carved into the inside of your skull. You do not rise to your goals. You sink to your rules. On your worst day, exhausted, tilted, down money and furious, you will not perform at the level of your ambition. You will perform at the level of the floor you built when you were calm. Law 12 is that floor. Build it high enough that even at your absolute worst, broken and desperate and out for revenge, the worst you are still capable of is survival. That is the entire code, protecting you when you cannot protect yourself. So there it is, the code. 12 laws. 5 about what is true, 7 about what to do. Now here's the trap, and I need you to hear it. You just understood all of it. And understanding changes nothing. I understood every one of these laws while I was blowing accounts 60 through 70. Knowing the code is not the same as living the code, and the entire game is the distance between those two. So do not treat this like a video you finished. Treat it like a checklist you run. You come back here before your next session, you read the 12, and you ask yourself, honestly, which one you broke last time. I promise you, it is almost never the strategy. It is almost always one of these. And if any of this hit a little too close, if you recognized yourself a little too well, I made a video on the 9 clinical signs that you have crossed the line from trading into addiction. That one is the diagnosis. This code is the cure. Watch it next. Then come back here and tell me, in the comments, which law you break the most. I will go first. Mine was Law 8. For years, I never accepted the risk. I just hoped. I do not hope anymore. Read the code before every session. Now go to work. I will see you on the other side.